Back in fall of 2017, my husband and I were faced with some adversity in our marriage. So I did what any logical wife would do. I approached him and asked him the world's most loaded question. Now that was, what can I do differently to be a better wife and mother? Now his response was pretty much the truth bomb of the century, to which I would encourage no husband to ever say to their wife. What he said to me was, I'd like you to lose weight and take better care of yourself. Now I heard some gasps. It was clear to me in this moment that the only thing that I could do was, I would have to kill him. Okay, I didn't do that. But I was standing there and thinking about it, and I realized that he was right. He was 100% right. At this point, I was a mom to my 3 biological sons and my 1 foster daughter. I was a small business owner. I was helping my husband run his small business. I was a volunteer in the children's classroom. I was also an active community member, and I spent a lot of time organizing outdoor adventure meetups. So I wore many hats, and I had forgotten about myself years ago. So in that moment, I was standing in my garage with the vulnerable truth of my reality, and you know, it was very clear to me that what I was getting was the opportunity to look after myself and put myself first. And what my husband had given me in that moment was a gift. And so I love to share all these quotes on social media, and I like, the motivational quotes, and I thought, this is my opportunity to be those motivational quotes and to, live my best life. Trending hashtag for those of you who are on social media, pretty exciting. Now, I had tried past attempts, lots of past attempts. I had run half marathons, I had tried popular diet programs, I had hired personal trainers that didn't take me seriously, I had tried to make adjustments to my diet, but nothing had worked. In fact, nothing stuck, except, the fat, the shame, and the embarrassment of yet another failed attempt. It wasn't until about 2017 New Year's Eve when I had seen a post on social media by a gym that I'd never heard of with a trainer I knew literally nothing about. So I had only one thing to lose, that was my sanity. So I signed up and gave it a try, because why not, right? Let's take the risk. So, to make things more complicated and exciting, and I will spare you the photo of this, I broke my thumb the day before my training was to start. Now, I'm not talking about just a tiny little fracture. I'm talking like my brother, of all people, smashed my thumb in a sliding van door. It was a crush injury. It was gory. That's why there's no picture. Now, my trainer, of course, thinking that, there's no way I'm going to be able to start as planned, not knowing how motivated I was, but I was motivated enough, and I did start. In fact, in 9 months, I didn't miss a single session. Now, gradually, some crazy things started happening. I started making these tiny little changes to my diet. I had cut back my alcohol consumption. Then all of a sudden, I had cut out coffee, replaced it with water. What a novel concept, I wasn't dehydrated anymore. There were all these tiny little changes that led to other changes in my diet and in my exercise. And the crazy thing happened, I even started wearing dresses, which you heard, my business name is Mom Wears Hiking Boots. There's a reason for that. So I wanted to kind of up my game a little bit. So I started training 4 days a week instead of 3. I started addressing all the medical issues that I had been putting off for years. And even my approach to my business changed. Now, 9 months had passed at this point, and I had gone from basically a size 16, 18 to a size 8, 10. I had lost 51 pounds in 9 months. It was incredible. It really was. In many ways, I was unrecognizable. Now, during my journey, I decided to share all of this stuff on my social media business page. The reason I did this was largely because it helped to hold me accountable, but then a crazy thing started happening. My journey started resonating with those around me who I was sharing with. I started getting these beautiful messages from people saying, oh, well, we've been inspired by your journey. We're going to start our journey too. And one thing led to another, and I started to think, this is amazing. It's not just about me anymore. It was affecting everyone who was watching. It was so cool. And it led me to be more daring and more bold in the goals that I was setting for myself. Now, at this point, I'd been watching my 3 boys. They take jiu-jitsu 3 times a week. So I'm spending 6 hours a week watching them play or do their jiu-jitsu, which was really quite awesome. And I thought, you know what? Never in a million years would I have tried that in the past. I would have been terrified. But something was different, and I signed up for the ladies' class. And I can tell you from this experience that it has been absolutely empowering and wonderful. And now I kind of got over that mental barrier, which was a lot about the touching and the being on top of people, and whew, that was quite a thing. But the truth is, it was okay, and I got through it. Now, I wasn't done overcoming barriers at this point. So I had kind of made the suggestion to my trainer in passing that maybe sometime in the far-off future, I would consider the possibility of maybe setting a goal of wearing a bikini. Now, I had never worn a bikini before, so I didn't really know what that was going to be like, and I should know better than to open my mouth. But next thing you know it, I'm standing in Swimco having a fitting. And to make it crazier than that, I had agreed to go in for a fitting with bikinis once a month for the rest of the year to track my progress. So it kind of gave me something to work towards. Now, again, sharing on social media wasn't just about me anymore. So I, took the plunge. That's right. Pictures of me in a bikini on the internet. Woo. So this was kind of crazy, but I got such an amazing, warm reception to this picture. And then to make it even crazier, Swimco actually took my photo and shared it on their Instagram stories. Well, that was cool, with the hashtag swimsuit model. Like, what? So that's crazy. But here's the thing. I understand that I'm not your typical swimsuit model. I'm a 38-year-old, and I have, had 3 babies. I have the sagging skin and the stretch marks to prove it. But when I lift weights, I don't feel those things. I feel strong, I feel capable, and I feel confident. Now, weightlifting was actually one of the few things that I hadn't tried in all my previous attempts of fitness and weight loss. And it was a bit of a rocky start because of my weight and my broken thumb and my just general lack of knowledge around what weightlifting was. But I was really fortunate because my personal trainer never ever made me feel ashamed of where I was starting from, and he never made me feel embarrassed. Although we did often joke about my lack of graceful movements, particularly when I fell at his feet trying to squat on more than one occasion. It was very embarrassing, but he was good. He didn't make me feel like it was, going to be that way forever. Now, it might sound like this whole year kind of consisted of just sunshine and rainbows and likes on Facebook and public praise and all this good stuff, but I can assure you that it was not. In fact, I can tell you right now, there were obstacles every step of the way. But I can tell you also with confidence that no matter how bad things got, I realized that the obstacle was the way, and that everything that I did needed to be channeled into pushing myself forward to the next thing. I don't know if it was sheer determination or the fact that I had an entire online community behind me, but I committed to rise after each fall. And I can also tell you that I'm very motivated by all these amazing gains that you make in the gym, and one of them in particular is deadlifting my husband. This is a great party trick. Now, I also had a very persistent trainer that helped me get through a lot of things, and one of the things that he always said to me was that we are the sum of our averages. Now, what this means is that on a good day or a bad day, you still show up. And show up is exactly what I did, in the gym and in every other aspect of my life, except housework. I'm still hoping someone else is going to show up there. Now, lifting weights and working out and doing all these great things have really helped me to become more confident and more empowered in my marriage, as a parent, in my business, and just in general. It's been absolutely wonderful and fantastic. And so I guess let's kind of get back to my marriage. Now, you'll remember from the beginning that my husband said that I should maybe consider losing weight and taking better care of myself. And he is actually still alive to tell the truth, to tell the story, to be here. He's actually here tonight. And we actually, back in 2016 in the summer, we did a hiking trip. So my business name is Mom Wears Hiking Boots Adventure Company. I love hiking. It's just what I do. And I've always struggled. So we planned this trip. It was a 22-kilometer round trip up Ribbon Lake in the Kananaskis. We were planning to stay at the top of the mountain. And it was, it's not just your like average hike. This is a hike up to a section of chains that are bolted into rock faces that are near vertical. So you're essentially climbing up. So here I am with, 218 pounds on a 5-foot, 2-inch frame with a 35-pound pack. So that's 253 pounds I'm hauling up this mountain. And, my husband and I used to joke, and I'd say, oh yeah, I actually just carry all this extra weight on me for the exercise. But in this moment, it wasn't very funny. We were with a group of people, and at that point, I was terrified that I was going to be holding the entire group back. So my weight was having an effect, and my fitness level was having an effect on me being able to do the things that I wanted to do, that I loved to do, and to be a part of the groups that I wanted to be a part of. So here, we were able to still get up this cliff face, which you can see it's a cliff hazard. There's like a tiny little ledge and a death drop. My husband actually had to haul my pack up separately. I wasn't able to do it with the same ease that everyone else did on that day, and that was very embarrassing and disappointing for me. So if we fast forward now to the summer, this past summer, we did the hike again with another friend, and I can tell you that I took on that chain section like a boss. Thank you. It was very obvious to me the impact all of the hard work that I had done had on my physical fitness and ability, because I actually at one point was waiting for my husband to catch up to me at the top of the mountain to take this photo at the top of a mountain pass. Well, that was a fantastic feeling. I finally could keep up to everyone else. That was so empowering. And he even said to me, he won't admit this, but he did say this, that he was the weakest link on the hike that day. Like, wow. To imagine going from like not being able to even haul my own pack up to this, it was just, what a year. Now, in the end, I've lost a lot of weight. And that's been absolutely wonderful, and I don't want to take away from that. But there has been so much more to this year than just that. It's been setting and achieving goals one at a time, no matter how big or small. It's been being able to find accountability. It's been the support, encouragement, and excitement of my husband, my children, and my online community. It's having an amazing mentor. That's been invaluable. It's carving out time for myself, no matter how busy life got. It was a million little successes driving me to become more daring, more bold, and more adventurous. Now, I can tell you here that it's been just an unreal accomplishment to be able to go from 1 year ago sending a Facebook message to a complete stranger and not knowing what the outcome would be, to being able to stand here in front of all of you describing what has essentially been one of the most successful years of my life. I can tell you for a fact, incremental changes do lead to monumental shifts. All we need is less talk and more action. Thank you.